Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the public meeting for testimonials for Monday, August 10th, 2020. This is a broadcast from the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. I'm one of the hosts today, Rick Crammond, and we may be joined with other hosts as well. With Peggy perhaps, or others as fill in as needed here. So this is the testimonials for the Keshe plasma technology. And we have, we're going to start with the testimonial brought to us from Liliana. And let's see, let me get the details on it here. It's from Violetta from Mexico. And let me show, I'm going to show video, but first we're going to show the a before picture. This is about a plant and the use of the GANS technology with, in this case, a plant. Okay, this is the before picture of the plant. Now, would you like to describe? I can start to play the video. And how do we want to do this as far as translating goes? Perhaps we should just watch the video. It's in Spanish. And then we'll take it from there. So let me get the video set up. Okay, it's 1 minute and 40 seconds. I'm not sure if we should just let the video play through first and then do a translation on it, or should we stop the video and translate as we go?
I think, Rick, you leave the video, go on, and then we can go back to it because it's not much. It's 1 minute,
Yep.
40 seconds.
All right, good advice, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Hola, mi nombre es Violetta y bien, este día quiero mostrarles una pequeña plantita que yo tengo y que ha sido objeto de experimentación. ¿Por qué objeto de experimentación? Bueno, porque esta plantita estaba totalmente muerta. Y bien, si ahorita se pueden percatar, pues tal vez la verán un poquito doblada, pero ya tiene alrededor de casi 5 semanas que solamente se ha estado alimentando por medio de aminoácidos. Aquí están mis aminoácidos de la copa 1 y ustedes se pueden percatar que yo la tengo en medio, tanto de copa 1 como de copa 2. La copa 2 se ve un poquito turbulenta porque acabo de desconectarla, pero sin embargo siempre, bueno, vuelvo a crear más agua y de esta manera pues siempre está en medio de la copa 1 y de la copa 2. Y bien, como les comentaba, yo no le agrego absolutamente nada de agua y si se pueden percatar, pues está totalmente seca. Pero sin embargo, sigue creciendo. ¿Por qué? Porque los aminoácidos son los que la están alimentando. Cabe destacar que yo no la tengo en el sol, que no le da totalmente, más bien no la alimento con agua y la tengo dentro de casa y la tengo en este jarrito. Bien, pues solamente agrego 2 o 3 gotitas de aminoácidos cada semana y bueno, vuelvo a comentar, ya tiene 5 semanas casi mi plantita.
Okay, so I think it's kind of self-explanatory, but we definitely could use some English translation. Okay, who would like to? We don't have Lisa. Would you still like to translate?
Not Lisa, Lavinia.
Yes, of course, I'm going to try to translate as close as I can to what she said. So she has this plant that used to be almost dead, and she doesn't add water. The plant sits on the table between the two cups, first cup and the second cup. The second cup is a bit more losing the word.
When it's agitated, it's not settled down the gas. It's a little bit of turbulence.
Este tulbură pentru că a oprit cupa.
It's less clear because she has just deactivated the cup, but she keeps adding water to it. And in front of the little pot, she has the amino acids. And as she tried to show, the soil in the pot is completely dry, yet the plant keeps growing. It has been in that position and in that environment for 5 weeks, and the only thing she does is add once a week 2 to 3 drops from the amino acid, and the plant continues to grow and be alive. And at the point she's asking, saying the plant is growing. How is it growing? Because the only thing she does is add the amino acids. She doesn't water it, and the plant stays in the sun.
Thank you.
That's mostly what was in the video.
In the house, and the name is Veronica.
Yes. The name is Violetta.
Did she add the amino acid to the plant?
Yes, she said in the video that she adds once a week 2 to 3 drops of amino acids to the plant in the pot.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Liliana, do you have any questions?
In Spanish.
Liliana, ¿tienes algo de preguntas?
¿O completar?
¿O algo que desearías completar?
No, nada más darle las gracias por presentar este testimonio, y aparte esta persona tiene más testimonios, solo que no ha tomado los videos. Sobre el caso de quitar canas, pero después se los mandaré.
Liliana, si te puedes acercar porque se está interrumpiendo.
¿No se escucha bien?
Sí, te oí.
A ver,
¿se escucha mejor? Muy mal.
¿Se escucha mejor?
Ahora sí, ahora sí.
¿Sí? Tenía el micro. Les comentaba que nada más darle las gracias por presentar el video, y en un futuro mostraremos más testimonios de esta persona, ya que tiene otro testimonio de
despacito
el caso de...
Por favor, despacito para que...
¿Despacito? Ok. Primero, las gracias por pasar el video.
I would like, first of all, to thank you for presenting the video.
Y en un futuro, Violetta les mostrará más testimonios.
And in the future, Violetta will show more of her testimonials.
Uno en específico sobre quitar canas.
¿Puedes repetir, por favor?
For not eating the meat.
En uno que no comen carne.
And also show a testimonial about not eating meat.
Ok. Eso sería todo. Muchas gracias.
And this would be all. Thank you.
So I put the before picture on the left here, and you see, you get a better picture of the plant. You can see it's doing better. The definitely it's got extra shoots coming up, and it's doing better than it was originally.
If anyone has questions for or about it.
Or if anyone would like to explain why they believe the plant is doing better in this environment. I mean, it makes sense that it's obviously getting what it needs from its environment. Hello?
Brings in, I will start with my personal opinion or my.
Sure,
So
go
if you
ahead,
put
Doctor.
the amino acid drops on the plants, it creates a magnetic field around the plants. And these magnetic fields of amino acid act as a magnet to the amino acids in the air. So it pulls the amino acids in the air into the plant. That's my personal meaning about. Thanks a lot.
Like a dynamic core, because you have 3 amino acids in the air, in the little jar, and in the plant.
Did she put the cup 1 and cup 2 always left and right to the plant? Or is the plant alone outside in the sun?
Jenny, la pregunta es...
La copa 1 y la copa 2 fueron siempre posicionadas de esa manera, enfrente y de izquierda y derecha de la flor, o la flor estaba sola en el sol.
Rick, what is your comment to this?
Nu înțeleg, este vorba, te rog să traduci la nu înțeleg, este vorba de o întrebare sau...
E o întrebare către Liliana sau către ăsta, dacă a avut cele 2 cupe în preajma lor, cât timp a avut procesul. Deci dacă a avut stânga-dreapta, cupa 1, cupa 2.
Asta am înțeles-o, doar că testimonialul Liliana l-a primit de la cineva.
Liliana received a testimonial from someone else. Her name is Violetta. And in the video, she says that the 2 cups have always been in front side and left side of the plant.
Eu creo que los detalles le puede dar la persona que ha hecho el experimento.
The details can only be given by the person who did the experiment and noticed it day by day.
Y Liliana, si puedes invitar a Violeta para los próximos testimoniales, que puede hablar en directo para decir qué ha hecho.
And Liliana, if you can invite Violetta for the next testimonials so she can describe what she did.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Sí, claro que sí. La voy a invitar para futuras testimonios. Gracias.
Yes, of course. I will invite her for next testimonials. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. So it seems like the setup, as we see here, let's make that video a little bigger, with the cups to each side and the amino acids to the front there. So then, well, we've got, Gunther was asking whether I had an opinion on this, and I'm wondering about the water. Where does the moisture come from? I mean, obviously there is moisture in the atmosphere. Would it be tended to be pulled in because of the interaction of the cups in this case? Or is it the amino acids that are allowing that, like Gunther was saying, allowing that magnetic field, which would also attract the water as part of that configuration? Is that you, Dan, doing your
Yes.
annotating there?
Free amino acid from the plants, amino acids from the cups, which interact with this, and amino acids from the atmospheric condition. You have reactor, how to say, like reactors dynamic fields. You create to attract.
So is water part of that formula?
You're feeding the water with a field of waters. Because you have at least 2 plasma, cup 1, cup 2, is part of this plant.
¿Puedo decir mi opinión?
Can I please say my opinion?
Yes, please.
Lo que veo, y he hecho varios experimentos con las almas verticales, las plantas.
What I see, and I have performed many experiments with these souls, the soul of the plant.
Las dos copas que hay, una a la derecha, la otra a la izquierda.
The 2 cups, one on the left and one on the right.
Es plasma.
Are plasma.
Y las dos tienen aminoácido.
And both of them have amino acids.
Con el tercer vaso.
With the 3rd cup.
Donde hay el aminoácido.
Where is the amino acid?
Es una relación que no necesita echar gotas en la planta.
Is already a relationship that doesn't need putting amino acid drops for the plant.
Así se puede crear una condición.
This is how an environment
donde la planta no necesita ni agua ni una gota de nada.
Can be created where the plant doesn't need water nor anything else.
Está absorbiendo todo lo que necesitan.
It is absorbing everything it needs.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Es mi opinión.
This is my opinion.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Well, certainly Gianni is could be considered an expert in the growing of plants without water, as he demonstrates and has shown many times in his videos of his property. So that makes sense. Thank you, Gianni.
Rick, por favor, quiero aclarar una cosa, no soy experto.
Rick, please, I would like to clarify one thing. I am no expert.
Solo soy un buscador de conocimiento.
I am just a researcher for knowledge.
Y utilizo la tecnología.
And I use the technology.
Por mi comprendimiento.
For my own understanding.
Y estoy compartiendo los resultados de mi punto de vista.
And I am sharing the results I got from my own point of view.
Hay mucho más.
There is many more.
Y creo que cuando todos estamos haciendo lo mismo.
And I believe that when everybody will do the same.
Compartiendo los experimentos que hacemos.
Sharing the experiments we make.
Aprendemos más juntos.
We will learn a lot more together.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you for your humility, Johnny. I still consider you the expert, though. Okay, anybody else have any observations or questions, comments on this?
Regarding the drops of waters of amino acid, putting once of, I don't know how weeks. It's what Mr. Keshe explained. When the bigger feed the weaker, the smaller, you create a point of attraction. And it's spreading because it's plant, it's vertical people. It creates like a dome, but you have included in this dome all three, cup 1, cup 2, and the amino acid. Now I don't know if it's amino acid from both cups, but it's not important. Everything is important.
She doesn't mention if the amino acid is from both cups or not. The only thing she does mention is that she adds 2 to 3 drops each week, and she has been doing that for 5 weeks by the time of this video.
No, I made this state because you can feed with the fields from cup 1, cup 2, and the amino acid. And if you putting something like a material in shape of drops, you create this flow from bigger to smaller. To how to say, it's because in this manner I feel when I am not humble enough, the plant is humble enough, it's in the middle. And when you, no, I stop, sorry.
All right, maybe you can carry on that thought later, Dan. Anybody else like to make a comment? Well, thank you very much to Violetta from Mexico for showing this, and we'll hear more results in the next testimonials meeting perhaps, and see if there's some growth. I'll go ahead, Gunther. I see you have your mic open.
Thank you. A little idea what you can add to this pyramid is when you have plant pieces from the root and from the upper part, and you put those waste materials into caustic and then wash it, and you add GANs to it, and then you put a little cup with that GANs from the plant to this pyramid, you will see that the plant is growing much more stronger than usual, because the fields of the plant waste creates condition what the plants needs. Thanks a lot.
All right, good point. Thank you. All right. While we're on Spanish, I'll put up something else that's come up recently in Tom Salas's Facebook. And this was from a year ago, actually, but he's shared the memory, and it's back in May. This is the English on it is, well, first Tom Salas says it's an adorable testimonial that we received from a grateful 8-year-old. And let me share this differently.
I can translate what is written on the paper.
Okay, sure, you can do it that way. I've got the translation that he wrote, but I'll see what you say and see if it coincides. Go for it.
One day at my school, my ear started to hurt me very bad, and they gave me many remedies, but nothing worked. When I got home, my mother put me water, plasma water, and the pain just disappeared instantly, and I was so surprised that I believed plasma is magic. Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty much what was written. So that's about the best kind of testimonial you can get. You know, it's like it says in my translation here. I'll just read this same thing over. One day in my school, I started to get a strong pain in my ear. They gave me many remedies, but they didn't work. When I went home, my mama gave me plasma water, and it stopped hurting in an instant. And I was so surprised, and I think that plasma is magic. So it's from an 8-year-old, so very nice. No preconceptions there. It either works or it doesn't work. All right, let's move along here. We have something to move along to. Does anyone have something they would like to share for today's testimonials meeting?
Da, Rick, am vrea să prezentăm și noi ceva și dacă se poate live.
Yes, Rick, we would like to present something, and if possible, we would like to do it live.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gianni.
Și aș vrea să rog pe Lavi, care este mama lui Adora.
And I would like to ask Lavi, who is Adora's mother.
Și a trăit deja ce scrie, ce a tradus.
And she has already lived what she translated.
În multe situații.
In many situations.
Și te rog, Lavi, să spui că Adora nu este vaccinată.
And I ask you, Lavi, to mention that Adora is not vaccinated.
Și te rog să povestești tu, până pregătesc eu materialul.
Yes, well, as many of you know, Adora already, she's 5, or she's soon to be 5, and she's not vaccinated, has never been, never took any pills for anything. She likes plasma water for whatever pain she has, and she also offers it to whomever comes here and says they have any pain of any kind. She offers it immediately. And for her, it's magic. Even in the middle of the night, if she feels a pain in her leg or her tummy disturbing her, she's asking for plasma water. Or, as she's big enough now, she goes to pick it herself and apply it, sometimes even more than needed. If her leg hurts or she injured herself, she will just take a sock, put it in water, and put her socks on. So for kids, plasma can be magic. Thank you.
Aici în laborator,
Here in the laboratory,
pentru cei care au în laboratorul de tehnică dentară,
in the dental technology laboratory,
vin oameni și întreabă cum să-și rezolve infecțiile din cavitatea bucală.
people come and ask how can they solve different infections that they have in their mouth.
Și întreabă dacă se poate să folosească ceva fără să folosească antibiotice.
And they ask if there is anything they can use without using antibiotics.
Un moment, por favor.
That's your microphone.
Ok. Am rezolvat problema.
I have solved the issue.
Am pornit și al doilea dispozitiv.
We have started the second dispositive.
Device.
Yes, the second device.
Și Nico, te rog să vii cu lampa ca să se și vadă.
And Nico, can you please come with the lamp so it can also be seen?
Zona în care avem ocupă o viață.
The area where we have one cup, one life.
Pentru a se vedea și cum arată sticlele cu apa de pe gans.
To be seen how the bottles with water from the gans.
Și cum doar pentru clătirea cavității bucale.
And how only for rinsing the mouth.
Și o infecție la nivelul cavității bucale.
And an infection in the mouth.
Trece cam în 48 de ore.
It passes in 48 hours.
Doar prin clătire.
Just by rinsing the mouth with the water.
Pornesc camera video
I'm starting the camera
de pe al doilea dispozitiv
from my second device
ca să se și vadă.
so you can see it.
Rick, te rog să-mi acorzi.
Rick, please allow.
You cannot start your video because the host has disabled it.
Please allow me to start the device.
Yep, you should be able to there now.
Ok, cred că ne vedeți.
I think you can see us.
Dar ca să apară imaginea mai mare, va trebui să schimb microfoanele de pe laptop pe telefon.
But for the image,
it's enough only spotlight.
Which image would you like to be spotlighted? We got two videos happening, two video feeds.
Ok, acum se vede?
can you see me now?
Trebuie oprit share-ul cu testimonialele.
You need to stop the share for
Gianni, close,
Ok.
închide una dintre camere ca să poți să fac pe cealaltă pe care te vede singur să vadă, să mărească.
Ok,
Pentru că nu știe de care două dispozitive ești.
ok. Acum se vede?
Can you see me now?
We see the cups. Yes, thank you.
Ce vreau să arăt aici este ocupă o viață.
Here is one cup, one life.
Aici sticlele în care am recoltat și deja este și gansul.
This is the water where we have collected, and you can see the gans also.
Dar v-aș ruga să vă uitați și la bulele care se formează pe
But I
sticlă.
would ask you to notice the bubbles that are forming on the bottle.
Este a doua sticlă care este cu gans
The second that also has gans,
și bulele care se văd.
and the bubbles that you can notice.
Și a treia,
And in the middle, the third one,
în care recoltăm apa din cele două.
where we collect water from the two bottles.
Cred că se vede destul de clar.
I think you can notice clear enough.
Să explicăm mai clar puțin.
To explain it a bit more clear,
Luăm jumătate din prima,
we take half from the first one,
jumătate din a doua
half from the second one,
și adăugăm în cea din mijloc.
and we add it in the one in the middle.
De aici dăruim apa.
And from here is where we offer water
Datorită poziționării,
due to its position.
din momentul în care reumplem cupele și se lasă gansul jos,
In the moment we refill the bottles and the gas goes down,
apar întotdeauna aceste bule.
these bubbles show up
În cele trei,
in all three of them,
dar în special în cea din mijloc.
but mostly the one in the middle.
Și am observat că apare și dacă adăugăm apă fără să punem de pe gans.
And I have noticed it happens if I add just water without taking it from the bottles with gas.
Din aceste 3 sticle
From these 3 bottles,
am dăruit 100 de litri de apă,
we have given
plasmă,
Hundreds
din,
of liters of plasma waters.
și gansul l-am extras doar dintr-o singură cupă.
and the gas we have extracted is from only 1 cup.
Este interminabilă
It doesn't ever end.
și este folosită pe plasturi câteva picături, dispar durerile.
And it is used on the patches, a few drops, and the pain is gone.
Pentru clătit la nivel de gură
For rinsing your mouth
infecțiile.
when it is about infections.
Pentru cei care au probleme digestive, rezolvă problemele
For those
folosind
who
apa.
have digestive issues, they solve them by using the water.
Și putem spune că nu mai este vorba de magie,
And we can say there is no magic.
cu toate că îmi place cuvântul,
Even
magnific.
though I actually like the word magnificent.
Aplicăm tehnologia Keshe
We apply Keshe technology
în funcție de înțelegerea pe care o avem.
by our own understanding.
Aici în laborator mai avem și alte plante
Here in the laboratory we have other plants,
înflorite.
blossoms.
Gianni, să apropie Lavinia mai mult de microfon. Te auzi tu foarte tare, Lavinia foarte încet.
Tomate
A tomato plant
care sunt poziționate cu gansurile fără să fie necesară apă.
that have gas position around the root, so the water is not needed.
O altă ocupă o viață.
Another 1 cup, 1 life.
Avem tomate și pe dulap.
Yeah, we also have some tomatoes up on the wardrobe,
Care au și fructe.
which also have fruits already.
Și ceea ce am făcut, am folosit și folosim tehnologia plasmatică după înțelegerea noastră.
And the only thing we have done and we continue to do is use the plasma technology in accordance to our own understanding.
Adora clar este prezentă și cu răbdare, că trebuie să-i acordăm atenția.
Adora, of course, is here and she's patient because she needs a lot of attention.
Și mai ales că are o bicicletă nouă.
Of course, and she also has a new bike.
Mulțumim pentru posibilitatea dăruirii experimentelor pe care le facem,
Thank you
împărtășirii.
for the possibility of sharing the experiments we make.
Și suntem conștienți că fiecare care o facem după înțelegerea noastră,
And we are aware that everyone does it after their own understanding.
ne ajută să înțelegem împreună și alte aspecte.
It helps us understand together different aspects.
Mulțumim!
Thank you.
Okay, thank you once again, Johnny. Always good to hear from you. Okay. What else do we have for sharing?
Rick, put the other picture because I see your desktop. Okay.
I will share something with you guys. I just received some photos I was waiting for.
All right. Thank you, Jalal.
This is from a young lady in Germany. She have some began some eczema, like in this spot, all over her body. You see the pictures, yes, Rick?
Yes, Gerard.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all over. Now she's cured from this. You see all over her body. It was like this, you know, how this is in the beginning. And she went all over the places, all the doctors. She tried everything. Nothing helped her. And she was a neighbor for my nephew. And one day he told me so and so. I said, okay, you did the cup 2, yes? He said, yes. He said, I said, just give her some water. Let her spray in the place. And in the first day, she sprayed all over her body. And from the second day, he called me and he said, it's going like a magic. And she didn't, this is my, she didn't knows what's actually that. And he tried to explain to her about this plasma water. And it took only 3 days to become like this condition. And you see here in the elbow, it's already gone. All of them is like what the first picture was. It was very deep. And you see here in her leg, knee, and here also is going out. So this is what I would like to share with you. And he was only cup 2.
Cup 2, and it was spraying and drinking, or just spraying?
No, only spraying, only spraying.
And was it the plasma water that was?
Plasma water, yes, yes.
So it already been rinsed several times and made into sweet water, you call it?
Yes. A clean water from cup 2.
Wow, that's good news.
And it took from the beginning less than 3 days.
So they're continuing with the treatment?
Yes. And I hope in 2 or 3 days they will send me also another pictures to see what happened. But if you see here, that's the first picture. It was very, really. You see this one. This one they took a picture after they put the treatment. This is a 1 day treatment. But you see in the middle, it was really like the bone is going out. It's eating the flesh, the what you call it, the skin and all inside.
Jalal, you need to close your Telegram as
Yes,
you can see all your contacts and stuff on the side, groups and so on there.
okay, I will stop sharing.
If you could, well, the picture was good, but we got the Telegram thing in the background there, so.
Yeah, because I tried to send it to the Zoom, but I couldn't. So I send it to the Telegram.
Okay.
And this guy, he told me, should I give her to drink or something? But this is, you know, this is German people, and I'm afraid to give her something to drink. I said, okay, no problem. Just to pray as a normal water, and let us see. And
What do you mean? What do you mean afraid to give them something to drink? I would think that would be a good part of the treatment. Would be
yes, but you know, when you approach some people, and they actually they are afraid to drink something or take something in the mouth, you know. So almost all my, actually 50% of my treatments, it goes only with the patches and the spraying. So I do not go with something for them to drink, because they will not accept it. So in the beginning, you spray or you make patches, and you will see a beautiful work.
And perhaps they'll become curious and want to make their own cups,
Yes.
And then they can have something that they can drink if they wish, and so on.
Exactly. What he explained to me, that she's really happy to see this result, and she wants to know more about it.
Yeah, it's the best way to get someone interested in the plasma technology and teaching, is a real practical experience of how it works.
Yeah, and what is the better than you use the fields of the plasma? This is the most strongest one.
Very nice. Thank you, Jalal, for showing that.
Thank you, Jalal.
You're welcome.
Okay, any questions for Jalal or any comments on that? All right, well, let's move on. Thank you, Jalal. And I understand that Alex has someone with him that would like to do a testimonial. Hello, Alex.
Good day, good day. This is Alex in Canada. May I introduce Alice?
I'm Alice. I was very sick about 3 weeks ago. I went to the hospital, got some antibiotic, got back home, took them for 8 days, and I was getting worse. I was at the point I was walking with a walker, and I just slept all the time. And Alex, as my friend, contacted me and realized that I was sick. So we came with the water and everything that you need to get well. 3 days later, I was back on my feet. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. So now I'm a real fan of plasma water, and number 1, number 2, whatever is there is the best, and no side effect. Back to normal again. So I'm. Oh, by the way, I got to tell you my age. I'm 88 years old. On top of that, thank you.
That's fantastic. That's great. Thank you, Alice and Alex. That is wonderful, wonderful.
I have a special treat for you.
I could have sworn you're about 50 or 60, not 88, Alice. So congratulations. And really nice
for you, Rick.
Pardon me?
I have a treat for you.
Uh-huh.
First of all, she didn't mention the sippy cup, so she was using the sippy cup because there was there a lung infection?
No, I had no problem with my lungs, but I used it anyway. Made me feel good.
How was your energy level?
After 3 days, I was back to normal. I was back to doing whatever I wanted to do.
The other treat, Rick, is can she repeat this in French?
Oh, absolutely. That's part of the testimonials. We take in all languages and switch back and forth. So please do.
Bonjour, mon nom c'est Alice, je demeure au Canada. J'ai été très malade après 3 semaines passées. J'ai eu une grosse infection de kidney, des rayons, hein, ça, en français. Et puis, j'ai fait l'hôpital. J'ai été à l'hôpital. Ils m'ont donné beaucoup d'antibiotiques. Je les ai pris pour 8 jours. Puis, je remplirais. J'étais rendue au faible au point que je marchais avec mon walker dans la maison. Et puis, je faisais rien que dormir. Et puis, Alex m'a contacté. Puis, il est venu chez nous avec plasma water, puis sippy cup, et puis tout ce qu'on a besoin pour devenir normal. La 3e journée, j'étais sur mes pieds et en bonne santé. Et puis, j'avais plus de problème. Puis, j'avais pas de side effects. Comme avec l'antibiotique, tu as toujours des side effects, puis tu es malade pour 1 mois après. J'étais très bien. Et puis, le comble de tout ça, c'est que j'ai 88 ans. Bonjour, merci.
That's Canadian French, Rick.
Yes, I actually understood some. After nine years of training in school, I understand a tiny bit of French.
Any questions?
Pardon me? Any questions?
For Alice?
Well, what was her? What did she actually take? I mean, she used the plasma water from. What did you give her, Alex, or how did she? What was her procedure?
Tell him what you gave me, Alex. I don't remember all the things you gave me.
Well, she wasn't feeling very well when I went to see her. So I gave her plasma water from cup number 1. And that was for spraying. And I gave her cup number 2, also for spraying. We
compress.
And we gave her a compress, which we took two towels, and we created a 2-to-1 ratio. And so on her bladder, she put the smaller towel. The towels were immersed in plasma 1 and plasma 2 water, or 1 cup and 2nd cup water. And the other towel, the larger towel, was on her back. And then she sprayed herself from top to bottom with number 1 cup, and from the chest down with number 2 cup. The sippy cup I made with plasma 1 water. And I must confess, because we were looking at an infection, I added a very small amount of cup number 2 to her cup number 1 drinking water, a very small amount, just a few drops. And how often did you drink, Alice?
Oh, I drank it quite often, like within every half hour. I did.
And for how many hours?
For the first night. For the first night, I ate all night. Matter of fact, I slept in the water the first night.
So a couple of sips of the water sort of thing every half hour, or half a cup, or how much?
I would take just about like 3 swallows, when you drink out of the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Like That's what Alex told me. Don't down it. Just take 3 swallows often, and
Mm-hmm.
it did because the very first next morning I was feeling better. Of course, I was not feeling 99 100%, but I was feeling better. The second day, I did not walk with my walker. I didn't have to walk with my walker. And the third day, well, I got up and I said, "Hey, it's me again. I'm normal, back to normal." I couldn't believe it.
Do you have children, Alice, that you were telling about this as well?
Well, I have a daughter that's living with me. Yeah, she's 51, 52.
Mm-hmm.
She,
So are you going to be like the nurse for all your friends now, or what's going to
no,
happen?
my nurse was Alex. He told me what to do, and I nursed myself.
Yeah.
I did after my daughter got problems, and of course Alex came to the rescue again. She had a big infection in her mouth. Came to the rescue with spraying water in her mouth, and she's okay now. So now she's a fan of this of this that place also.
Yeah, very good. Alex is transforming the world one
Well,
family at a time.
he's doing a very good job, I'm telling you. Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you because I don't want to start saying lies.
Yeah, well, that's really good news. We're very happy to hear that.
You're welcome.
Thanks very much, Rick. Thanks, everybody.
Happy for you guys.
Thanks a lot, Jalal.
Well, Alex has definitely been doing some good work out in the world, and he's kind of holding up the central and eastern part of Canada, basically. So thank you, Alex, for all the work you're doing and for continuing to teach the plasma teaching wherever you are.
We have 2 more that you have, Leon and Pam.
Yeah, did you hear that?
Something about there was more?
Yes.
Well, we've helped a few other people and they didn't show up. I don't know if it would be appropriate to do a testimonial on behalf of someone else, though.
Well, sure, you can inform us, and if they would be nice enough to show up on the next testimonials and give it live, that would be even better.
Alice,
You have already two persons from the French.
What's that, Dan? We already...
I think Alex is saying waiting for the other people for testimonial or for listening to the testimonial.
No, they're not going to show up today. It's just,
okay.
It's a good friend of Alice's. Maybe you wouldn't mind just giving a minute to let her explain? Is that okay, Rick?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Oh, Alice, okay. Tell her about Leon. And
Yeah, Leon is my cousin, and he has problem with breathing. He has 2 different kind of pump that he has to spray all the time. So we came to see Alex, and Alex gave him some the sipping cup there,
yeah.
and also some water to drink. And I keep checking with him all the time, and he says he's feeling a lot better, and I can tell by his manure that he is feeling better. So he's really interested in what Leon, what Alex is doing because it's helping him. So we're going to keep on. Matter of fact, he came back last week to come to see you again.
Yeah, and when I seen him, he had the shakes pretty badly, and he had trouble breathing. So, and how was he now?
Well, he was with me all day. Yesterday was Monday, Sunday.
Yeah.
We played music and sang all day yesterday afternoon.
That's what we do.
It does help him a lot, and he's very happy about that.
How old is Leon, Alice?
83.
What do you think about that, Rick?
Well, I think music and dancing must be the key to long life. You know, my uncle, he was still dancing. He was, I believe, 94 when he finally went into the hospital with some infection and did pass. But right up to 94, he was still dancing and loved to dance, and was in really good health up until the time he finally went to the hospital and got the infection at the hospital.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to stay at the hospital.
Yeah, it's a worse place to be. Believe me, I knew that when I was young, and my mother was an RN and worked in the hospital, and she says, try not to ever go to the hospital because I keep seeing repeat customers here. They keep coming back. They don't get fit.
Yeah, that's so true.
Anyway. Well, it sounds like what you're doing is keeping you spunky there, Alice. So congratulations on encountering the plasma technology, and I hope you spread it around to everyone in your area. I think you will. You already have.
Yeah.
So,
I have all my water. Now Alex showed me how to fabricate my own plasma water. So
yeah.
I have my own water, spray my house. I even spray my garden.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's fantastic. I just, and it's natural, no side effect.
Yeah, that's the big bonus, eh?
That's the bonus.
The side effects are usually something else gets healed that you didn't expect.
Exactly. You're not sure what kind of side effect you're going to have. And with this water, this natural thing, you don't have side effect. You get back on your feet and you're back to normal.
Yeah, the side effect might be that it cures your arthritis and things like that.
Oh, I spray my legs every morning before I get up. I'm laying in bed and I got my bottle of spray number 2 and I spray my leg because I have bad legs with varicose vein, you know. So my legs are sore, so I spray my legs, and I realize that it's helping my legs, not as bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it benefits all around.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Alice.
You're welcome.
And Alex.
Thank you, Rick.
And we have a note from Joshua in the chat. Says the plasma really worked. Me and the wife got hit with the COVID, and 4 to 6 days got through it. I still have a cough, but hopefully that will be over soon. Cheers. Thank you, Joshua. All right. What else do we have for testimonials for today? Anybody else have something they would like to present or say? Dan, you mentioned there's people on the waiting list.
It's already done. Thank you. It's appear also the Stefania, because if it's not appear, I want to add this something, but I leave the Stefania talking.
Hello?
Hello.
Sorry, I heard my name, but I'm not sure. I just just log in now, basically. I just switch the computer now. I just heard the name Stefania, but I'm not too sure. Valis, did you say?
Yes, because yes, I said because I want to testimonial for your red, no, like in the Iranian knowledge, when you have the question from Adora and how it's putting all this work together for going with plasma water and other things for it's how it's made and how it's working, this working team.
You mean for Adele? I didn't understand quite the question. You talk about, can you repeat, sorry, again, one more time, Balis, sorry.
Don't worry, Stefania. No, I noticed, no, because someone it's need to plasma water, and how you talking with other guys, with Lara, with Lisa, for who is approached this person to Roma for giving the GANs, because when it took too long in days for achieve this plasma water from this person. I want to mention how it's working.
Talk about what just happened, for example, what it's just happening now. So, so for example, for example, Mr. Keshe told us about an emergency in Rome, and thanks to Lara and Ivo, that they are actually very, very good, and they very good, and they really very good in the Italian community. They already were doing in training before, and so when we start to do the emergency team for the corona, they was really good to make different regions, groups for different regions, and all these groups for different regions are attached to the Italian group. And then we have a team, Italian team, and then we have a translation team. So, and then for any Italian group, we should have a group representative, but that one, it's not, it didn't happen yet. So for example, Mr. Keshe called us for emergency in Rome. So what we did, we look for someone that was in Rome that could help her, the closest, or any region that was close to her. And because she was in a position that because it was a little bit severe, she couldn't do the guns herself. So she needed someone to send her their guns. So we then click to the, we took to the group, region group. We find someone who can send the guns, and this person sent it straight away to her. There were not enough actually, so we had another person closer to her send her again guns, because depend which protocol you have to do. So if you're very advanced, maybe you need more guns than if you are not advanced state of the corona. So, and at the moment, she's already improved. She's doing much better, and some guns should have come today again, and we just keep in monitor. So usually this is something actually that Lara suggested. Unfortunately, she's not here to, otherwise I will let her talk, because she's been doing guns much longer than me, and she got much more experience. So for her, she thinks that whoever referred the guns, then that person should be the one who follow the person that received the guns. So for example, if I send the guns to Adele, then because the guns are mine, she thinks it's best if I follow Adele because I send my guns, something like that. That I didn't know this before, but this is something that she recommended to do. So we try to keep the person that sent the guns to follow the person that received it. But it's not always.
Lara is here with us.
Sorry, Balis, what did you say?
Lara is here with us in Zoom.
Ah, Lara, she's here. Okay, so
Yes,
we
there
can
is
let
Lara and Lisa.
Ah, Lisa, ciao Lisa. Ok, stiamo parlando. Ok, stiamo parlando. Mi avete sentito, no?
Sì, ho sentito.
Ok.
Sì.
Anche tu, Lara, no? Hai sentito? Ok. Sì, ok, perfetto. Cos'altro potrei dire? Cosa posso dire? What shall I say more? Valis, did I answer your question? Or... So, for example, Lisa, she's very close to Adele, and she lives outside Rome. So she sent the guns to Adele today. They should arrive to her today.
Adele ha ricevuto oggi la scatola e ha detto che ok, sta meglio.
Lisa said that she received the guns today, and she's much better. She was in severe pain. Mr. Keshe told me that she was really in a bad state. So I think definitely, Lisa and Nicola, they must be proud of themselves, that really helped her. Yes. Ho tradotto quello che ho detto. Devo dire, Bali, shall I add anything else, or it was, yeah.
No, I want to only thank, and it's like an example for the others, for working this group team of emergency, because for example, if I needed scans in my country, I don't know who is closer to me in distance for sending the guns. You in Italy, you have achieved this emergency road. But for this reason, I make it like an example, because it's working, it's function, and it's one example. Only this.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm very lucky to have Lara and Ivo in the team. They're really working on the now, so they really get things done pretty quickly. And so I'm not good as them, so I'm very happy to have their support. And also, what we're doing in the regional groups, we're sharing location. So, for example, I try to do something I'm in England, so I try to do something in the English group. So, for example, we set up a London group just now, like last week, and I share it away, of course, in the group. So don't have to be, it's just a local group between you. So at least people knows where you are, and if you need anything. And yes, so I'm very happy about Lara, Ivo, all the Italian team. It's really great. We're not many of us, but the one we are, I think I really love the team. Everyone put their heart into, so this is good. So we got a few people who doing the translation. Unfortunately, very few, like two, live translation, like me now, and then other they translate. We're not many of us, but hopefully, if here there is any Italian person who listen right now, and it doesn't know us, if you can look in the Keshe Foundation, we welcome more Italians to get part of this team, and because it's all volunteer, of course, so we all try to do our best. But more people, of course, is the easier, because we can share. Everyone has got something good that they can do, and mainly here in the KF SSI Foundation, we want to serve, we want to help. So I'm sure if we get together, the union make the force, And so if we try to, for example, what we did in the Italian group, we ask anyone which was the strong point. So for example, Lisa and Antonella, they're very good on making video, for example. I'm not very good with the computer, so we try to divide the things to do by follow already what each person can do at their best. So if someone's got skills with computer, maybe they will help more with the computer. If someone has got skills organizing guns, like Lara and Ivo, they're more specifically in guns. Other people, so for example, we got Filippo, is another Italian person who is really good on, is like a Yurik. Matter of fact, he would like to copy the Reactor group in English. He wants to do it in Italian because he's very good with technical stuff and practical stuff. So if anyone here is Italian, I'll take the opportunity to invite her to the Italian group and tell us what they like to do, what they're best, and we see if we can divide it between us, you know, the task, so we can help more and serve more and spread more the knowledge. And yes, so thank you.
Thank you, Stefania. Okay, we have a question that's come up in the chat from Joshua. Question, can you drink too much cup 1 plasma water? Protocol says 700 milliliters, but is more better? Lisa mentions can be also more. And Alex mentions sparingly and frequently, however you feel. Hassan comments, drink small sips, it adds and builds up. No need for too much. Mr. Keshe says he works on drops. It's more effective. Okay, good points. Seems to be that the protocol is pretty much maxed out at the 700 milliliter, and it's good to follow the protocol. And I think that the advice of the small sips sparingly and frequently seems to be the most effective way to use that treatment.
Depend of protocol, depend for what is needed, because you have the page, no? Inner is little and big, the outer is bigger, no? If you reverse, if you drink a lot and put only 1 drop in the skin, you reverse the process.
You reverse the process. What do you mean?
It's like a page. You have 2 pages, inside and outside. When you drink a little bit and you spray it a lot or make the bath outside, you create the flow inside. When you reverse, when you're putting only 1 drop in the hand and you're drinking, I don't know, cup of plasma water, you create a lot inside and a little bit outside. The bigger feeding the smaller.
Okay, so what are you saying from that? You saying it would reverse the process? It
Depend
reverses it would offset
no,
the
depend
effects, and you wouldn't have any good effects, or what do you mean?
No, I saying depend of purpose. If it's from protocol, Corona, no, cup 1, cup 2, follow the protocols. When I feel, for example, one day I feel drinking only less of liter of plasma water of cup 1. But in some day I drink a lot of plasma water. Depend how I feel, how I need. Depend for my emotion. For this I say depend of protocols. Depend from what is need for what you want.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Joshua also mentions they had another lady in their 50s last week, was sick in bed all day, got her on the protocols, pads, 1 cup, 1 life, spraying, etc. And in hours, she perked back up, and a day and a half later, back to normal. So very amazing how quick people bounce back who have the virus. Okay, thank you, Joshua, for that.
Rick,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to add something about this because yesterday I had an emergency here. My boyfriend actually yesterday afternoon suddenly started to have atrocious pain in his stomach, like electric currents, and he thought he had a heat stroke. I thought, as soon as I heard, electric current to the stomach, and it was so like it started to vomiting non-stop, and it was so really bad. Like I have to take it home. We were outside. I have to take it home, and so what I did, I didn't have time to call anyone I couldn't call it anyone, but I had all my guns ready for me, and because I already had experience with myself. So what I did for the next 3-4 hours non-stop, I started to do all the intense protocol, drinking, wet clothes, bath, everything I could think of. I didn't stop until the pain was nearly zero. And it was constant. At one point, he even thought at one point the pain was so bad. He even said to me, Stefania, if I never wake up, always love you. So we really thought, when you're really in pain and you think that's it, So it was really quite intense yesterday, and I spent I didn't give up because I as you know, I was not well in March and blah, blah. So I tried on me, and I know that when you're in pain, sometimes you think you're gonna way out, but I trust, the protocol, the guns, because experience for me, and I just kept going. And today he wake up normal, like if nothing happens. So I said to him, you still have the electric in your stomach, and you still, been not well. Not today. He went back to normal. I kept the guns because he doesn't live with me. He live far away. So now and then he come to visit me, and I tried to get him to do the guns where he was, but because you have to change house anyway, it didn't get started. So I didn't want to impose to people, you have to do the guns. So if someone doesn't want to do them, I'll not impose them. But it was like that he just, he came here, he was not well. And straight away, I didn't thought, okay, I'm just gonna start with the guns and see if he's feel better. And, it was instant relief at the beginning, but of course, still pain, still vomiting, still diarrhea, just kept like this for 4 hours, literally. And then when everything calmed down and we thought the worst was gone, we went to sleep because by then it was already quite late. And then this morning wake up like another person. So I really have to thank again the guns. So, and I think it doesn't matter if it's virus, not virus. It really, the guns have this power to really help you to recover fast.
Pero entonces al escucharía mi voz.
You have. Sorry. Yeah, so just want to tell this testimonial. Now that we're in the testimonial, I just want to leave that because again, yesterday, I have the proof how much we're lucky to have this solution in our hands. And when things happen,
Silenciado.
Entonces, en ese icono de
sorry. So when things happen fast, you got no time to do anything. If you got the guns ready, it really make a difference. So I think this is very important for me to share. Thank you.
Wow, that's pretty big, Stefania. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, he thinks he was really at one point, he said to me, because he was such in pain, if I don't wake up for this, you know, I really love you. I said to him, look, we just keep going until, you know, I'm sure you're gonna feel better. You know, I just kept going. I just plasmatized as much as I could. Bath, t-shirt, wet the t-shirt in the plasma water with the guns. If you look at the protocol in the Wikipedia, everything is there. So everything you need to know is there. So if something happens suddenly and you got a friend, you got someone next to you that doesn't feel well, as long as you got some guns with you, and you can do a lot for them, and you just keep going until the pain is reduced. And today is another person. So it went back eating. It went back. I went outside. So it was like a little bit weak, but like a normal person. So, and we're just keeping going now with the guns until he will be strong again. But they're very, very useful for emergency. I cannot tell and stress enough the importance to have something like that handy in your house. And it really costs very little to make, very little time. I did the other day, I did my guns in my cup in the park, as I was, because where I live, it's really hot. Sometimes I go in the park. So I don't, you know, it's very easy to make. So you really got nothing to lose and a lot to gain if you got friends or family member who suddenly is not well and you don't know what's happening. Yeah, so I want to share this.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Stefania. Okay, I understand we have a couple of testimonials from the Spanish side. Jeanette, would you like to go ahead with that?
Yes, good afternoon. This is on behalf of the Spanish-speaking platform. There's two persons that would like to come forward to give their testimonials. I'm going to translate at the same time, so please bear with me. Buenas tardes, esto es de parte de la plataforma en español. Hay dos personas que quieren participar dando su testimonio. Por favor, si quieren abrir los micrófonos, es la doctora Leonor Rey, creo que es una de ellas, y la otra persona es... permítanme un momentico, por favor. One second, I'm just telling them, the people, el señor Elbert León. I was just mentioning the names of the two persons that would like to give the testimonials.
Was one of them Leo Ray?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, I put them into attendees because they tried to open their microphone a couple of times and while the other conversation was going on. I'll promote them back to panelists and we'll hear from them here.
Okay. Señor Rey, me acaban de informar que lo habían puesto a usted en la plataforma de espera porque parece que por equivocación abrió su micrófono y estaba interrumpiendo la presentación que estaban teniendo. Ya lo van a promover para que pueda hablar. Igualmente, la señora Leonor Rey. Go ahead, Rick, please.
Aquí estoy, Ginette.
Ok, perfecto. ¿Esta es la señora Leonor?
Sí, señora.
Ok, so we have, usted es doctora, ¿verdad?
Sí, señora.
Okay, so I am going to present to you Dr. Leonor Rey. She's a physician in Bogotá, Colombia, who is going to give us her testimony. Proceda, señora Leonor. Le pido que hable despacio y que cuando haga una frase me permita que yo le
Bueno,
traduzca.
buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Ok, buenas tardes. Muchas gracias por permitirme dar este testimonio.
Thank you so much for
Mi
allowing me to
padre,
give this testimony.
bueno, mi padre de 91 años se contaminó por COVID.
My
Fue
father,
ingresado a una...
momentico, señora Leonor, déjeme hacer frases, por favor. Perdóneme, disculpe. I'm
Okay.
asking her to just do phrases so I can translate. So she says that her father, 91 years of age, was admitted for treatment of COVID. Continúe, señora.
Ok. Su enfermera de 24 horas le hacía todo el protocolo que le indicamos con el plasma.
Her 24-hour nurse was indicated the protocol that needed to be administered to the patient for 24 hours.
Okay. Se le aplicaba el plasma rociándole sobre su cuerpo
The
y
plasma was
también
applied.
se le daba a tomar.
Okay, the plasma was administered by spraying the body as well as was given to drink.
Bueno, todos los médicos estaban sorprendidos por la evolución y la reacción que había tenido. Nunca pensaron que iba a salir de la clínica.
All the doctors were surprised to see how the patient evolved, and they even came to the point that they thought that he was never going to be able to get out of the hospital. So when the protocols were administered, they were very surprised on how the patient was reacting. Continúe.
Bueno, hoy ya está, ayer hace 8 días que salió de la clínica, ya otra vez porque tenía mucho debilidad en las piernas, se le aplicaba su plasma 1 y su plasma 2, ya ha recuperado la fuerza, ya otra vez camina solo, sin ayuda.
So 8 days ago, he was released from the hospital. At the beginning, he was extremely weak. He didn't have any kind of strength in his legs, but they continue giving him the protocol, and today he has regained the strength and he's able to walk again by himself. Continúe, por favor.
Bueno, pues la verdad estamos muy contentos con su reacción. Pues no sabemos más adelante qué suceda, pero él está muy bien con el resultado que ha tenido, ¿no? Una de sus enfermeras, esto es otro tema, una de sus enfermeras comenzó con malestar en el cuerpo y síntomas de resfriado.
So she says that at the time being, his father is showing very good results. They are not sure how he's going to continue evolving, but at the time, he's doing very well. On the other hand, she's bringing forth the testimonial of one of the nurses that also came down with some of the symptoms. Continúe, por favor.
Bueno, inmediatamente comenzamos con el protocolo. Tenía mucho dolor de cabeza. Al día siguiente ya había mejorado y ella me dice, esto es milagroso porque pues igual ella estaba metida directamente en el foco de contagio. Pero mejoró y superó el tema.
She's mentioning that the nurse who happens to be in the front line of the handling of cases of people sick came down with a terrible headache and feeling not very well. They started the protocol, and 24 hours later she came forth saying that this was miracle because she was able to regain and she was doing much better. Continue.
Bueno, mira, yo quisiera hacer una anotación a este tema. Cuando desde el primer instante se maneja el protocolo, la persona sale adelante. Tengo una hermana que lastimosamente está desde las 2 de la madrugada intubada en una unidad de cuidado intensivo porque no hizo caso y se dejó complicar. Cuando llegó el plasma que ya lo quiso tomar, creo que ya estaba muy avanzado el proceso. Y pensaron que se recuperaba, pero ya hoy a las 2 de la madrugada está intubada. Entonces, creería yo que esto es muy mágico y muy bueno, siempre y cuando lo hagamos desde el principio. Creo yo, es mi opinión.
Un momento, por favor, y yo le voy a responder eso, ¿ok? Un momento, por favor. Okay, she says that one of the things that she has been able to observe is that the plasmas will work perfectly if you tackle them since the beginning, that once the symptoms appear, you start the protocols immediately. But she also has the case of a sister who did not accept the treatment, and she had the symptoms and the illness prospered to the extent that she's today in the hospital under intensive care unit because she didn't accept to use the protocols. So she believes that it is very important to tackle this since the beginning because it's the correct way. Also, she says that at this point, her sister happens to be in an intensive care unit and that she has been put into a breather. So I think that if it's possible, Rick, maybe somebody could come forth and explain to her that that there are procedures, and maybe you can contact Mr. Keshe to see if he could aid in some way this lady who happens to be at a second stage of the disease. Allow me to tell her, okay? Señora, yo tengo entendido por explicaciones del señor Keshe que en casos ya un poco más severos hay otro tipo de protocolos a seguir. Yo le he pedido a las personas que están presentes en esta grabación que si se pudiera contactar directamente al señor Keshe para que pueda asistir de alguna forma más de cerca el caso de su hermana, ya que teniendo en cuenta que usted es doctor y que probablemente tenga acceso a ella, porque una vez se ponen en los cuidados intensivos, pues los familiares no tienen acceso, pero como usted es doctor, puede ser que él pueda ayudarla directamente a usted manejando este caso. Rick, did you hear me?
I heard, I'm not sure I understood everything. So she wants to contact Mr. Keshe about...
No, it's me. I am the one who's saying that Mr. Keshe has been instrumental with cases with people who are in a more advanced state. So maybe he can be approached to see if he could aid this patient in particular.
Yeah, I would suggest through the Telegram group in the Spanish language would be probably the most appropriate. That's where he likes to deal with cases like that.
Okay, allow me to. Señora, ¿me iba a decir algo?
Ginette, mira, ¿tú estás en Colombia?
No.
¿O no? Bueno, acá en cualquier clínica privada, ella está en una clínica privada, no permiten el ingreso absolutamente de nadie al área de aislamiento. No dejan entrar ni siquiera a médicos que pertenezcan a la misma clínica, no pueden pasar a esas zonas. O sea, no tengo la posibilidad de acercarme a mi hermana. Los únicos médicos que se acercan son los hospitalarios contratados y la verdad yo no estoy buscando, me la he pasado toda la mañana en la búsqueda de alguien que se pudiera acercar a ella. Mi papá estaba en otra clínica y en esa clínica tenía enfermeras 24 horas al cuidado. Entonces, con esas enfermeras yo pude manejar el tema. En la clínica donde está mi hermana no habían enfermeras disponibles. Se les ofreció dinero, el triple de lo que cobraban por un turno, se lo ofreció otra amiga médica a ella y le dijo, y le pago 5 días por adelantado, y le dijo, doctora, ni por todo el oro del mundo. Y no quiso asistir. No quiere, no hay enfermeras disponibles para como en el caso de mi papá, que sí las pudimos manejar. Acá mi hermana no ha tenido esa oportunidad. Está en una clínica donde les da miedo que si se contagia un auxiliar los demande. Entonces no nos han permitido pagar una enfermera privada. Ese es el tema,
Okay.
no creas, no podemos, no tenemos acceso.
Okay, but basically she was explaining to me how his sister is already in a hospital in the unit of intensive care, and that once the patient is put into those places, it is impossible to reach them or to have any kind of contact. They have been trying to go through the system and try to contact the nurses that they could pay even triple what they normally earn to see if they could come in and give assistance, but they deny that because they say that if any kind of personnel gets infected, they will sue the hospital, and the hospital is very concerned about that. So really the access to the patient is almost zero. Ok, sí, ya se lo dije. Aquí está también igual. Listo.
Muchas gracias.
Sí, señora. Cualquier cosa, pues si usted necesitara más adelante contactar la fundación en el caso de que haya algún paciente que ya haya entrado en la segunda etapa y que esté más delicado y aún no haya ingresado al hospital, usted a través de la plataforma de Telegrama en español puede contactar al señor Keshe y pedirle asistencia directa. I just mentioned to her that what you said, Rick, about the possibility of going through the platform of Telegram.
Bueno,
Okay?
dile que,
Dime.
por favor, Ginette, dile que le agradezco muchísimo, que considero que todo el conocimiento que él nos ha estado trasladando es una bendición a las personas que hemos tenido actos y a la humanidad con la ayuda de él, que le doy las gracias y que bueno, eternamente estaré agradecida. Lamento mucho lo de mi hermana, pero fue su terquedad, ¿no? Entonces, fue lo que ella eligió.
Okay. She wants to convey the following message to Mr. Keshe. She's very grateful for all the teachings and all the help and knowledge that he has given, and that she will eternally be grateful for that. And she's totally aware that because of the stubbornness of a sister, she has elected to live this sickness the way it is and be in the condition that she is at this time. ¿En qué hospital está, señora?
Está en la clínica La Colina. Es una clínica gemela de la clínica del country.
¿Eso es con los Corpas?
Acá en Bogotá.
¿Es con los Corpas?
No, en Bogotá.
Pero nada
no,
que ver
no,
con la
o
universidad.
sea, la clínica del country. No, nada que ver con la universidad. O sea, esto es una clínica privada, ¿sí me entiendes? No, no es una clínica, no es una clínica, no es un hospital del Estado, es una clínica privada. Pero de todas maneras, las normas para las clínicas del Estado o para las clínicas privadas con respecto al COVID son las mismas.
I was asking her,
Hay que seguir los lineamientos de la Secretaría de Salud. Hay que
I was asking
seguirlos.
her if
Entonces,
she will tell me where her sister was, and she mentioned that she was at a private clinic. So she was pretty much explaining to me where she was. Also, she says that the guidelines that they have to follow are very strict, and they have to follow what the Minister of Health will give as a standard of handling these cases. Perfecto, señora, con mucho gusto. ¿Hay alguna otra cosa que quiera agregar? Is there any other thing that you would like to say?
no, pues dile que simplemente muchas gracias, que aquí pretendemos poder, dile que estamos pendientes de unos recursos para poder ayudar a la humanidad en grande, para poderle dar a mucha gente el conocimiento. Ya más o menos tenemos el proyecto para poder agrandar. esto y poder ayudar a mucha humanidad, a mucha gente. Y que muchas gracias por el conocimiento. No sé si tú alguna vez has tenido la oportunidad de comentarle que estaríamos interesados en el momento en que se pueda poder llegar a acceder a tener la máquina, alguna de las máquinas ¿para qué? Para poder ayudar a la humanidad. Entonces, solamente estamos pendientes que esperamos hacia finales de mes tener los recursos para ya podernos contactar y poderlo hacer si tenemos la posibilidad de terapeutas, de diferentes personas profesionales en el área de la salud, que estamos muy interesados en capacitarnos muy bien y poder tener acceso a eso y poder ayudar a la gente.
Right now, she says again that she wants to be convey that she's very grateful for all the teachings and the knowledge that has been given, and that they're looking forward to be able to purchase a unit. They are expecting to put all the funds together by the end of the month. This way, they can acquire one of the units and be able to share the knowledge and the benefits of this technology with the rest of humanity. So I'm going to tell her how to get about acquiring that machine. Okay, I'm going to explain to her. La mejor forma para que usted pueda obtener una máquina, una unidad de salud, es yendo al website de la fundación, que es, no sé si ya lo tiene, y ahí acceder a lo que se llama el almacén, el store, ¿no? Y ahí pone su orden. Esa es la mejor forma.
Ya.
Una vez usted haga eso, ellos ya estarán en contacto con usted. I just mentioned to her to go to the website and
Ok.
go to the store
De
and place
hecho,
the order.
conmigo se contactó un señor, Ginette, eso yo lo hice, se contactó un señor conmigo y me está dando un valor, pero no dice nada más. Entonces, creo que eso tendríamos que hacerlo en el evento en que ya tengamos el dinero en la mano, que creemos tenerlo del 20 de agosto, más o menos, a finales de mes. Un costo de $1 millón, que creo que es lo que pudiera costar la máquina. Pero yo he hablado con una señora de España, con María José, y dice que hay que hacer la capacitación, etcétera, etcétera. Entonces nosotros estamos dispuestos a poder llegar a adquirir la máquina y seguir todas las indicaciones que allá nos den. Pero hasta el momento nosotros sí hemos contactado por el almacén, no nos han dicho cómo es el procedimiento para poder hacer la solicitud. No nos han enviado un contrato, no nos han mandado nada. Entonces, lo hemos hecho en muchas oportunidades. Créeme lo que detrás de esto estamos hace bastante tiempo y no hemos logrado tener esa conexión.
Okay. So she's saying that she's totally aware of the procedure, that she has contacted several times through the website, her interest of getting this unit. Unfortunately, she was only contacted once, and but they never established any kind of final protocols to be followed. She's waiting right now to get the total money so she can again pursue the endeavor of acquiring one of the units. So I guess that for her, the best thing is to do what she's doing right now. No? And I'm sure that if it's possible and the administration is notified about this scenario, that they could contact her directly because she has already started the process through the store. Yo les acabo de decir lo que usted me dijo y también les dije que sería bueno, si es posible, que traigan esta información a atención a lo que son las directivas de la fundación para que puedan comunicarse con usted y establecer pues ya un protocolo más específico para que usted pueda hacerse a una de las máquinas. Quiero informarle que
Bueno,
hasta ahora...
Ginette, muchas gracias por esa información.
Sí, mira, hasta ahora el señor que es recién está sacando las máquinas porque él ya habló de que ahorita, no sé, en un par de semanas va a estar en Austria mostrándolas. Entonces no sé si valdría la pena que se registraran ustedes para ir a Austria a ver las unidades y poder ahí tal vez hablar directamente con ellos. Se me ocurre que es una forma. I was mentioning to her that maybe she wants to try to see if she could go to the presentation that is going to happening in Austria, and that she could apply through the internet, through the store as well, to see if she could come and take a look by herself and establish contact directly. Listo, ya estamos listos.
Yes,
Sí,
that would be
sería muy buena esa opción, porque es que imagínate que alguien te escriba y te diga, tiene que pagar tanto, ¿a quién? ¿A dónde? O sea, tenemos que tener conocimiento, $1 millón es un dinero importante, ¿no? Como para
Correcto.
decir, sí, ya, listo, venga,
Sí,
le mando. No puede ser así.
Permíteme, digo eso, okay? That for her is very specific. It's very challenging to try to acquire a unit when the only information is somebody that said, okay, we're ready, just send in the money. She says that for them, $1 million is a lot of effort, and that they're not in a position of being able to disburse $1 million without having really some more information about the whole procedure. Correct. Adelante. Yes, Rick, you were going to say?
Yeah, maybe it seems like in this situation that she should be put in touch directly with Mr. Keshe and to be able to address several different issues at the same time. So maybe you can help facilitate that, Jeanette, and maybe we can set up something that she's able to get the information she needs, and Mr. Keshe is able to get the information he needs. So there must be some way we can get together with that.
You let me know, Rick. El señor Rick dice que lo mejor es tratar de contactar directamente al señor Keshe para que pueda establecer con usted un contacto directo y puedan resolver las cosas de ambas partes.
Bueno, yo estoy segura, Ginette, de que tú nos vas a ayudar muchísimo en ese tema porque, o no sé quién lo puede hacer, pero pues sí, tenemos que tener todo muy claro, ¿sí me entiendes? Te preguntaba que si tú eres colombiana, porque si tú eres colombiana, sabes cómo es Colombia, ¿no?
Yo lo sé.
Entonces, pues, aquí nos han enseñado, acá nos hemos, bueno, en todas partes hay gente que te puede estar diciendo una verdad o no. O sea, como no es que te digan una mentira a ellos, pero tenemos que tener todo muy certificado para podernos mover. Y pues tú, como cualquier persona que requiriera donde lográramos tener la máquina de cualquier país, sería una bendición para la humanidad entera. Entonces, estamos pendientes de ese tema, pero pues lo que nos han contestado no ha sido nada concreto. Como no ha sido nada concreto, pues no hemos podido avanzar en el tema. Pero pues estamos muy pendientes de hacerlo. Dile que muchísimas gracias, que ojalá, pues no sé si pueda ser tú, Linet, el día de mañana que nos colabore con este tema. Bueno. Muchas
Permíteme que
gracias.
te traduzca y dame un segundo. Okay, she's saying that one of the problems of the idiosyncrasies of the different countries is that sometimes things don't happen or flow the way they should be. This has created an ambiance of awareness of people of being very careful when they're doing any kind of transaction. They want to be sure that everything is spelled out correctly and everything it's been dotted and crossed the T's, because unfortunately sometimes there are certain procedures that are not the correct ones done, and they just want to make sure that everything will be done accordingly. She would like to receive some help in that sense. So anything that can be done, Rick, if you can get the appointment so she can speak to him directly, will be wonderful. Listo, ya está.
Okay, I'll try to set that up, and I'll just go through you, Jeanette, to set that up with Leo, perhaps.
Very well. I think is the Dr. León. Dr. León. Ok, muy bien.
León.
Que él va a mirar las cosas, ok, y estarán contactándolo.
Ay, muchísimas gracias. Dile que muchísimas gracias.
She's
Que
very
bueno, bueno, es que, a ver, dile que en este momento tampoco es fácil viajar a Arizona o algo así. Nosotros estamos aquí encerrados. Acá no salimos. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Sí, lo sé.
Eso es otro problema que tenemos.
Okay. She wants to
Entonces,
give you the information that right now Colombia is under a quarantine lockdown. People are not allowed to go out. So for them, it's not easy to move to other places or other countries. So she wants you people to be aware of it. Sí, que sí lo sabe.
Yeah, that's a big problem for traveling to Europe and so on. Yeah, I realize
Es un
that.
problema para viajar a Europa y que está consciente de ello. Okay, very well. Thank you.
Okay.
Would you like to continue with the other person?
a cualquier lugar.
Así es. En todo caso, ellos se estarán comunicando con usted. Muchísimas gracias por su participación y su testimonio. Y creo que teníamos otra persona de la plataforma en español, que creo que el señor Elbert León.
Sí, Elbert León.
Buenas tardes.
Ok, permítame un segundo, señor, por favor. So now, this is the second participant from the Spanish platform. His name is Elbert León. Por favor, proceda, señor Elbert. Gracias.
Muy buenas tardes para todos. Un saludo muy especial para Mr. Keshe, para Rick Cramon, para Ginée Orozco y todo el equipo de panelistas que en este momento nos están escuchando.
Okay, he says, bueno, he introduced himself and he wants to thank you, Rick, Mr. Keshe, and all the panelists that are present at this time and hearing his, listening to his presentation. Continúe, por favor.
Yo soy buscador de conocimiento de la Fundación Keshe por Bogotá, Colombia. Y somos un gran equipo aquí en Colombia con otras grandes personas de diferentes partes del país. Entonces, yo como buscador de conocimiento, desde el año 2009 tengo conocimiento de la Fundación Keshe, pero actualmente en esta época de pandemia hemos profundizado todo el proceso.
Okay, por favor. Okay, my name is Elbert León. I am a knowledge seeker. I have been a knowledge seeker since 2009, ¿verdad? 2009?
2009, sí, correcto,
Yes.
en España.
From 2009 in Spain, but he is in Colombia. He says that they have a very good group of people who have been studying and going deep into the knowledge, and he is very grateful for that. Now he is aware of the situation that is going on, and for them at this time, the country is totally under a condition that is not as easy to be able to express and go out. ¿No es cierto que usted en este momento por la limitación de la cuarentena están un poco contenidos, verdad? En el sentido de que no pueden expandirse mucho.
Sí, es correcto, sí, nos tienen digamos, en cuarentena. Ya hay una restricción bastante rígida para evitar la propagación digamos, de portador a receptor. Entonces, esto es lo que está sucediendo actualmente.
Okay, because of the conditions of what's happening in the country, they are in a very strict quarantine lockdown, and this is the way that the country is tackling the to avoid that the disease is spread throughout the country. Continúe, por favor.
Gracias. Mire, primero que todo quiero dar un hermoso testimonio y a la vez un aporte como buscador de conocimiento. Lo que sucedió fue lo siguiente. Mi esposa tiene glaucoma en el ojo izquierdo. Al parecer creo que tiene una especie, no han identificado los médicos si tiene un tumor o no saben, ellos no lo saben. Nosotros tenemos todos los, digamos, las historias de los TAC, ¿sí? Pero a ella se le presentó un problemita como una especie de burbuja en la vista izquierda. Entonces ella, hace 8 días, ella estuvo en una terapia donde al parecer le colocaron rayos láser, no sé qué fue lo que sucedió, y de ahí le dependió un terrible dolor de cabeza.
Ok, pare por favor. Okay, so beautiful knowledge seekers, I would like to share the story of my wife. She has been suffering of glaucoma in her left eye They're not sure what it is because they think it appeared like a small blister in her eye, and they don't know if it is a tumor or what it is. They have all the history of the different exams that have been performed to her. And 8 days ago, she went through a therapy and they apply her some laser rays, and she started having a tremendous head pain, a very strong headache. Continúe, por favor.
Gracias. Entonces ella regresó a casa y en eso de las 3 de la mañana, y de 3 de la mañana a 9 de la mañana, ella estaba padeciendo ese terrible dolor. Cuando yo tuve conocimiento, inmediatamente yo recurrí al plasma de la copa 1 de vida y en mi alma me dictó la fórmula. Ese es el aporte que yo quiero dar. El aporte es el siguiente. Le pregunté a ella dónde estaba el dolor en la zona del cerebro. Me dijo en la frente, en la zona arriba del ojo izquierdo. Ahí le coloqué una sola gota de plasma de copa 1. Luego le coloqué 2 gotas de plasma de copa 1 en el lóbulo de la oreja izquierda y 3 gotas en la zona de la nuca.
Okay,
instantánea. Bueno.
I'm sorry, I'm telling him to stop because I can retain so much information in my. Okay, so basically he's telling me that when she came home around between 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. In the morning, she was going through a terrible headache. So at that point, he consulted with his soul, and his soul gave him the formula. And the way he did it was through the application of the cup 1 of life. And the formula is as follows. He put a drop in her forehead on top of the eye that was suffering the pain. That was 1 drop of plasma cup 1. And then he applied in the left lower portion of her ear. And then, ¿cuántas gotas puso en el lóbulo izquierdo?
Vuelvo y le repito, en la frente, justo arriba en el ojo, en la zona del ojo izquierdo, pero en la frente,
Correcto.
una sola gota.
Sí,
2
correcto.
en el lóbulo de la oreja izquierda
y
3 en la zona de la nuca. Entonces, instantáneamente, la demora fue la última gota y se le quitó el dolor instantáneamente. Eso fue lo increíble. A partir de ahí, cuando ella me manifestó que ya se le había desaparecido el dolor, entonces, dentro de mi aporte, digamos que del alma, me dictó que cada 3 horas hacer el mismo procedimiento y hasta la presente lo continuamos haciendo y la evolución ha ido muy bien. Drenó la fosa nasal izquierda, posiblemente había algo que obstruía, no sabemos qué es. Estamos esperando que los médicos donde ella está yendo que vuelva y que le hagan la revisión, pero ha sido una mejoría increíble.
Okay.
Ese es el aporte.
Okay, basically he wants to let everyone know and share his take on what happened. So the protocol that he applied was 1 drop of cup 1 in his forehead on top of the eye that was afflicted, 2 drops of plasma cup 1 on the lower portion of the ear, and 3 drops in the back part of the neck. He says that immediately when he applied the last drops, immediately the headache disappeared. He continued that after consulting with his soul, he was advised to continue that protocol every 3 hours. During that process, the left nostril also experienced a unblockage of some kind, and up to now she is in a much better condition. They're waiting for her to go back into the doctor so the doctor can assess what is going on with her, and for him this is what he wanted to share as a testimony. Okay, listo, gracias.
Muchísimas gracias, Ginette. Ese era mi aporte y agradeciéndole inmensamente a Mr. Keshe y a todo su gran equipo de científicos y de médicos que están allá en Irán, en Austria y en Arizona. Y nosotros como buscadores de conocimiento estamos muy complacidos de servir a la humanidad. Quisiéramos continuar en esta hermosa labor. A pesar de todas las adversidades, continuaremos. De verdad que esto nos llena de orgullo y el eterno agradecimiento a Mr. Keshe. Muchas gracias.
Okay, gracias a usted. So he is very compelled to say and share with you that despite of the difficulties that they're experiencing as a country, they are very strongly motivated to help and aid the humanity, and they will continue working as much as they can to aid those in need. He's once again grateful with Mr. Keshe, and he wants to thank him for his teachings because they feel that this is something that is going to be changing humanity. Gracias, señor León. Okay, ready? Any
Gracias,
questions,
Jenny.
Rick? Rick?
Hello. Yeah, are there any questions or comments for that?
Quedamos.
En las grandes ligas. Eso veo. Venga para acá, usted que es más técnico.
Sí, señora.
Cierra tu micrófono, por favor. Elbert, Elbert, cierra tu micrófono, por favor. I'm asking him to close his microphone. Okay, any questions to any of the persons in the panel that we'd like to ask? Any of the two testimonials that they gave?
Well, thank you very much to both of the contributors there. And yeah, it's amazing to hear of the fast relief that people are getting using the plasma technology. It's virtually everyone that responds comments on how quick it works.
Yes, it's amazing. Okay, thank you, Rick. Thank you for the time, and I hope that everybody is in good health. Thank you for your attention. Bye.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you.
Jeanette, for your translation.
Yes, thank you very much. Nice, clear translation.
Thank you.
Okay. What else do we have lined up here for today's testimonials meeting? Lots of great testimonials. Anybody else have something to present? Now's your big opportunity to go public with that amazing experience that you may have had but haven't had the opportunity to talk about. Well, judging by the quiet, maybe we've come to the end of today's meeting. There is a comment from Ricardo in the YouTube, but I have to translate it. Just a minute while I do a translate. He's from Bogota, Colombia. He says, I am grateful that the Keshe Foundation collaborates in the purchase of the health machine so that the technology is recognized in Latin America and disseminated. Thanks. All right, thank you for that, Ricardo. So people are looking forward to the universal enhancement, body enhancement plasma unit. And we can foresee some issues with the co-virus situation and the lockdowns of various areas and so on and so forth. But I'm sure Mr. Keshe will find ways to get through that as quickly and easily as possible. And we're undergoing the same situation in other parts of the world as well. Some people have trouble getting to the meeting in Austria, and even just setting up a meeting with people in a room in Austria, as well as most places in the world right now, is quite an ordeal. Quite a lot of organization has to go in that didn't have to be there before, so that everybody is protected and protect themselves and so on and so forth. All right, in any case, perhaps we'll bring today's show to a conclusion, and very thankful for all of the contributions today. It's good to hear from many people from various sectors of society and all age groups. From, well, we heard from 8-year-olds through to 88, 8 to 88 today. So that's a good spread. When it works in that kind of age groups without side effects, then we're definitely dealing with some very, very powerful, yet, what would you say, gentle, powerful but gentle technology. Okay, well, we have the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace coming up tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central European Time. That's 7 a.m. Pacific Time. And we look forward to that. And I apologize that in the YouTube today, that's what came up, was the One Nation for the title and for the picture that came up. We'll get that fixed in YouTube and get that set up correctly for tomorrow. Okay, I think that's it for now. And of course, there is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group also coming up on Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central European Time. That's when it starts. And if anybody has any replications or things, projects they've been working on, experiments, you're welcome to show those in the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group. Okay, thanks everybody. Great show, and see you in the next testimonials meeting, which will be in September. Let me get the date on that up here. Let's see, that would be September 14th, second Monday in September, September 14th, 2020. Okay, bye for now, and thanks for being here.